Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Dr. Rishabh Jain and in this video we'll talk about how you can use this small pocket notebook to make high yielding notes for your last minute revision. In this video I'll talk about what all important things you need to write in this and how you can use this to revise just before the exam for your high yield revision. So do stick on to this video. Let's get started. So in the last video I talked about how you can use first aid to revise and consolidate your first and second prof subjects, because PG prep, as we know, boils down to revising your 19 subjects in the last day and then going for the exam and vomiting things out, because the syllabus is vast. People don't expect you to remember everything. So if you have revised everything little bit from all 19 subjects, I can assure you'll get a very good rank. And for revision, there are some topics that you will have difficulty to remember, and so you need to have a small notebook in which you can write all these topics. So before I go any further, I want to thank you all for watching my videos. In the last video that I've made on first aid, I got a really good response and people really liked it, and I want to thank you all. And if you like what I'm doing, you can express your gratitude by pressing the like button. It really helps me boost my content. So let's get back to what we are discussing. So this is the small notebook that I made during my MD final exams in radiology, and similarly even a smaller notebook I made for my PG entrance preparation. And in that book, what I did was that I wrote all the this is again a snapshot of my MD prep notebook, but similar to that, in my PG prep notebook as well, there was a section on eponymous fractures, avascular necrosis, which have names in orthopedics. Similarly, there was a section where I had drawn all triads all together because I had problem remembering them. So another section was where I had written all the classification systems for tumor staging in surgery and all the clinical scores that are sometimes asked in medicine, because I thought that I will not be able to remember this. There is no point of me putting in so much effort when I'm doing my first or second reading, and I'll just mug it up before the day and vomit out the next day. So there are some topics which you should write in such a notebook, and these topics include IPC section. Definitely IPC sections are asked. 2 or 3 questions will come in your exams, and you are most likely to forget if you haven't revised them in the last day. So what I did, I made an A4 size sheet. In that sheet I wrote all the sections and what they are used for, and I folded that sheet and stapled it in this small notebook. Similarly, orthopedics, as I said, fracture names, avascular necrosis fracture names are asked, and you are most likely to remember कि कौन सा किस चीज़ में यूज़ होता है. Fracture classification system is also asked sometimes in NEET PG. वो भी भूल जाओगे unless and until इसमें consolidate नहीं करोगे. Scoring systems in medicine, curve 65 किस लिए यूज़ होता है, which all of the following are included in curve 65, ये कभी कभी पूछ लेते हैं. Biostats के formula are very 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 important to learn, especially your INI-CT, because questions directly come. They'll give you values. If you remember the formula, you'll get that correct. If you don't, you won't. It is as simple as that. And in my opinion, first aid is the best resource for revising for formulas of biostats and pharmacology. So I'll show you how. So first aid has all of these formula written together at the end in its section. So at the end, last few pages only talks about summary. So they'll have equation for sensitivity, specificity, positive predictive value, attributable risk, relative risk reduction. Sometimes they'll ask numbers needed to treat. उसका भी formula होता है. Similarly, general pharmacology में they'll ask you half-life calculation. They'll ask you volume of distribution calculation. If you know the formula, you'll get the question correct. If you don't, you won't. It is as simple as that. Questions are very easy. Just need to know the formulas. Sometimes renal clearance का GFR का formula they'll ask by giving the equation and giving the values, and you have to calculate the GFR. So you have to revise these formulas just before the exam. In my opinion, for formulas, first it is a very good source. So और क्या क्या है जो आपको छोटी notebook में लिखना है apart from this? So apart from this, pathology में CD markers are very very likely to that you forget this. ये बहुत volatile होता है. एंड अगेन इसके लिए रॉबिन्स में भी एक टेबल दे रखी है, उसकी फोटो कॉपी करके इसमें स्टिक कर लो. जो एडिशनल CD मार्कर्स हैं, यू राइट इट सेपरेटली हियर एंड यू विल हैव अ होल कंसाइज place where all your CD markers are entered, and don't need to get here and there. Similarly, developmental milestone in PEDS, everybody forgets it. Even people who have done MT in pediatrics also don't remember all the developmental milestones, and neither are you expected to know this. एक जगह consolidate करो, revise it just before the exams, worm it out the next day, and voila, you have a good rank. Similarly, radiology signs. I am a radiologist. Even I don't remember all the radiology signs because they are not used. So what you do again, जो questions पूछ रहे हैं, जो आप पढ़ रहे हो, आपको लग रहा है नहीं याद रहेगा, enter in this. It is a very good resource for revision. Triads, clinical triads, McCune Albright syndrome में which all things are included. कहीं use नहीं होगा इसका. You don't. There is no concept behind it. Write it here, mug it up, vomit out. So how and where to use this notebook to revise? So you can keep it in your bag, in your pocket. When you're going to the coaching, let's say you're going in a metro and you have time, you just open this notebook. It's very small. You can just keep on revising जो volatile चीज़ें हैं. आप 4-5 बार कर दोगे तो आपको वैसे ही सब कुछ याद हो जाएगा. Revise it before giving quizzes. So I highly recommend you to attend medical quizzes which happen frequently in fests of AIMS, even MAMC, all DU colleges. They are pretty good. They also approximate your PG pattern क्योंकि यहीं के residents बनाते हैं वो. And I'll talk about it in some separate video, but you should definitely give medical quizzes before GTs. GTs are a very important part of your PG prep. And again, GT tests your entire MBBS knowledge. So this notebook also will help you consolidate things just before the GT. And you have to revise things from it just before the exam. I'm really positive that this notebook will help you like it helped me during my PG prep. Because what it does, it brings all of those highly volatile things into your short-term memory. And that short-term memory, recalling from a short-term memory is faster than from a long-term memory. Just before the exams. So I hope you like my content and you like this video. If you liked it, do press the like button and share with your friends. It will really help me motivate me to keep making this video. And good luck for your PG prep. If you want to reach out to me for any clinical query, you can DM me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm active on both these platforms, and I'll be happy to help you. So goodbye, bye bye.